So in this video, I thought it'd be fun to answer some of the top music production questions I've been seeing on Reddit recently. So let's get into it. And this first question was pretty funny. Can you make it as a producer without DJing? Not funny because of the question, but because of what he said after that. Feels like the DJ scene is extremely self-centered, belligerent, and manipulative. And then he says DJs cheat on their girlfriends, drink lots of alcohol. I mean, that's all definitely true about certain parts of the DJ scene, but I think a lot of the DJ scene is great underground DJs at local clubs, and they're not getting blacked out while they DJ or cheating on their girlfriends. Like, they're in it for the love of the music. And I respect this guy. He says, I'm doing it strictly for the love of the game. But to answer his main question, I'm living proof that you can make it in the music industry without DJing. I mean, I don't like to DJ that much. I used to do it in the past, but I way prefer producing music and mixing tracks and doing sound design stuff. So 10 years ago, I started my mixing business as an audio engineer, and I still mix tracks for artists every single day. So that's provided stable income for me over those 10 years. And I've also been a sound designer. I've come out with plenty of sound packs. Now, when it comes to strictly music production, like releasing music under your artist name, that's much harder to make a living if you're not touring on top of that. Streaming royalties are obviously really low unless you're getting a ton of streams. Not to say it can't be done. There are artists out there like Russ that are making like $1 million per month off their streaming royalties, and he's independent, so it can be done. So I would say if you want to make a living off music, lean into your entrepreneurial side and try to build a business around something that you're good at when it comes to making music and not just putting out tracks and like hoping you'll make it. All right, next question. So this guy's asking, do I have writer's block or am I just not feeling music anymore? He says he came to the conclusion that he no longer enjoys making music, at least for now. And I feel bad for this guy. That makes me sad. I mean, I've been through patches where I've not been feeling it as much when it comes to producing music. It usually comes down to a mindset thing where every time you sit down and create a track, you're trying to make a good song. Like, what does that even mean? You gotta try to separate the production and experimentation phase from the marketing and release stage where people actually hear your music and it's out in the world. Because if you sit down every time and try to say, I'm gonna make a great song that's gonna do well on Spotify, you're not gonna enjoy it. But if you sit down and say, I'm gonna make whatever the hell I want today, whatever comes to my mind, I'm gonna make some crazy ass sounds, then you're gonna start to enjoy it a little bit more when you're just messing around with no really goal. And if you still can't really get yourself in that mindset, I really do think it would help to take a full break from music. Like, not listen to music, not produce music, not do anything with music for like a week or two, and then come back after that, put on your favorite pair of headphones or your favorite monitors and play your favorite song, and you'll forget just how much you missed music and how much you love it. So you gotta remember, making music is not that serious. It's supposed to be fun. And if you're really not having fun anymore, just take a break from it. Do other things and come back. And I really think you'll find that you love it again. So this next one, how do these unknown producers achieve release-ready sound? So this guy says, I've been digging through small SoundCloud and Spotify accounts. It's kind of been blowing my mind. Some of these artists have a few dozen plays, but the production quality genuinely sounds pro. So I can tell you one thing, when you hear a really well-produced, high-quality song, it's not an accident. It's not just luck from that producer. It's just years of hard work. And some producers out there only like producing as a hobby for fun. They don't care about making it a career. They don't care about getting millions of listeners. Some people really just genuinely love it. And I've been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years and just never cared about marketing or branding themselves or building an artist career and just do it for fun. And that's how you get these small accounts with not that many listeners that have really high quality music. I'm sure some of you guys are in the same boat where you're awesome producers, but you've never cared that much about the marketing and branding aspect of it. You're just doing it like the first guy for the love of the game. So this is a good one. How much has sound design changed in 10 years? And honestly, for a lot of that time, I don't think it changed that much at all because most of the synths people were using were the same, like Sylenth and Massive and Serum 1. And I really think when Serum 2 got released last year, I think it changed everything. It's everything you could ever want in a synth. You can make any sound you could possibly think of in there. And I think there's a lot of really cool new sounds coming out of Serum 2. But at the same time, even today, you'll find that saw waves are the basis of the sounds for 90% of electronic music. So saw waves are still king after all these years, but there are a lot of new cool sounds coming out right now. So do you think kids getting into electronic music will go down the path of production, or do you think they'll go down with Gen AI? So I guess this is asking about like, what's the new generation now? Gen Alpha? Or is Gen Beta next? Gen Beta might be screwed. I mean, realistically, I think the answer is both. If you're a young kid producing music, you should mess around with these AI tools. Like, I can't imagine being a young kid and being able to go to an AI model and cook up any sample I could possibly want and then chop it up and mess around with it and make a song around that. I mean, it's like going into a record store and having unlimited things you can sample and just play around with. But at the same time, there are gonna be kids that are super talented musicians and learn how to play instruments really well and become a huge artist too. I actually don't think AI changes as much as people think it does in the music industry. I mean, since like the 80s, there have been producers where their strong suit is sampling and drum programming and things like that. And then there's other artists that are really good at songwriting and the musicianship of playing instruments. So it comes down to what your strengths are and what you like to do. So this is a good one to end on. How do you know if you have a good track? And he says beginner advice, but honestly, man, every skill level of producer is asking themselves the same question. I actually like his answer. He says, my best answer is to show the song to friends, but don't tell them it's you, and then watch their reactions. I actually think this is a great thing to do, but for the opposite reason that he's saying. When you play a song in front of your friends without telling them it's your song, like if you're playing music on a Bluetooth speaker and you slip in one of your songs, it won't be their reactions that matter, it'll be your own reaction. For some reason, when you play a song like that in front of people, you become hypercritical of your track and you start seeing all the mistakes that you didn't see when you were listening to it in the studio. So I think you'll actually know by your own reaction instead of theirs. If you get embarrassed and you want to skip to the next song, I think you'll know the song isn't ready yet or something's wrong with it. But if you're confident and you're feeling the song and you think it sounds good even in front of your friends, that means you probably have a great song. But to answer the overall question, you never really know. If you listen to interviews and podcasts with some of the top artists in the world, they'll tell you some of their biggest songs, they had no idea they were gonna be a hit. They just made the song in the studio, thought, I don't know if this is the one. And then they just put it out or it got on an album anyway, and it blows up. So even the biggest artists in the world don't know the answer to this question. You can have a gut feeling if a track is gonna do well or not, but you never really know. You just gotta keep releasing music consistently and put it out there and see people's reaction to it. Anyway, I've never done this format before in a video, so let me know below if you want me to do this again at some point in the future. Also, make sure to check out my free mastering course if you wanna learn how to make really powerful, punchy masters. You can check that out at bigzcourses.com/mastering. And other than that, I need to go get a haircut and shave because I kind of look like shit right now. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Catch you next time. Peace.